Yeah, it was a really nice day out there again today. The kind of mid-teens, flat water.
A lot of it comes from the feel of the boats. That's why we're at times switching boats so people could get the feel for one boat and then the other boat. Obviously the foils make a difference.
We knew today was going to be a day like this, and there's plenty more days with good winds to come. So,
Peter Burling, you were helming on the starboard side of the ETNZ AC75 today, as normal. It looked like a good day out on the water again, solid breeze. What were the objectives when you left the dock this morning?
Yeah, it was a really nice day out there again today. The kind of mid-teens, flat water. It's kind of, we haven't actually had many days like that here, so it's really just these last couple of days have been about getting back into 75, getting comfortable on the big boat again, and we're obviously coming into the cup period, so it's really nice to see how it's actually going to unfold next year.
3 consecutive days of AC75 sailing this week. How would you rate each one of them against the goals you set? Has it been a successful week?
Yeah, it's been a really successful week. We obviously changed a bit of stuff over the break, when we were sailing the 40 over there in Villanova, and then to be back out on the 40, get 3 days in a row, and we're trying to go again in the next few days as well. So yeah, it's been a really successful week, and really excited by the progression we're making.
You declared a new or modifications to the rudder. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, we're always trying to modify things. Obviously there's not much you can modify on the big boats, but yeah, we kind of put in one of our other rudders we had from pre the last America's Cup, just to test a few things, check it off, and really happy with it.
As a helmsman, does it feel very different when you make a modification like that?
No, to be honest. Yeah, that's quite similar to the last one, so it's we're really happy with the change, and just trying to evaluate between a couple of options.
How do you do that evaluation? Is it a quantitative thing or a qualitative thing? Sense of feel? How does it work?
I think in all of the above. It's bit of looking at the data, bit of the feeling of the sailors, bit of the theoretical kind of design behind it, and it's obviously a very hard thing to do at times, but we're really excited with the developments we're making.
It's been a good chance to give the cyclors a chance to stretch their legs this week, literally. We're used to seeing the AC40s thrown about on the race course, kind of at will, really. How much are you compromised by the power coming from a human element?
I don't think you're really compromised at all, to be honest. Obviously the AC40's got a massive amount of power, so you can get things pretty wrong and just deal with it, but the AC75, if you sail it well, you'll be able to throw it around just like a 40, and we're really excited by the developments there. Obviously having the whole team back together and pushing on, and we're really pleased with that. We've got the chance to sail the big boat up here at the moment.
What have you got to say about this group of cyclors? How are they coping with the rigours of sailing in AC75? It's different to the gym and when they're out on their bikes.
Yeah, well, they're obviously loving the challenge. They've spent a fair bit of time on the 75 now, and obviously it's a great chance to develop your systems. I think you've seen that on a fair few of the other teams as well. So it's been a really invaluable part of sailing the 75. Getting the whole team together, and we're just really excited by the developments we're making.
That's great, Pete. Thanks for sharing that.
Son, Olympic gold medalist in Beijing 28 in the laser class. multiple times European champion and 3 times Moth World champion, helmsman on a New York Yacht Club American Magic. Paul, could you please summarize the day for us?
It's a fantastic day. We saw some beautiful conditions here in Barcelona, starting off in that, I guess 7 to 10 knot range for the first little bit of sailing. Then at the end there, we were seeing gusts of 23, 24 knots of breeze, which is pretty top end for these boats. But it was great to get both boats out there, a little bit of time to boating, and a shame, I'm not sure what happened with Magic, but there's something that prevented it sailing the rest of the day. So we switched over to just sailing America and did some good testing at the end of the day.
During the time that you had the 2 boats and you were able to do the 2 boat testing, what were you testing specifically? Because we noticed that you had many different variables on the 2 boats. You had different foils, different mainsails, different jibs. So what were you testing, and how can you make sure that you arrive to conclusions without making any mistakes?
It's a big aero testing day. A lot of it comes from the feel of the boats. That's why we're at times switching boats, so people could get the feel for one boat and then the other boat. Obviously the foils make a difference, but the biggest focus for us today was on the aero side, getting a feel for the different jibs, the different setups aero-wise, and also the different mains, and trying to figure out where the crossovers are there. You see the small main suffers a little bit in the light wind, but then as soon as the breeze gets in that top end range, it feels a really nice controllable sail to use.
And talking specifically about the J2 with the triangular top that Magic had on board at the beginning, what are you trying to assess with that one?
There's some pinheads and some non-pinhead sails, and we're just seeing how the twists affected and the differences in sail shapes with a view to where we go with the 75 sails. Then,
after these 3 days following you, we realized that the boat is much more unstable when sailing on port tack on the starboard side foil than on the starboard side tack on the port side foil. Would you agree with that?
The foils are different areas, and so you need different hydro settings to manage the different areas of the foils, and some of this brings instability in certain wind ranges. When you go in certain speeds, there's a difference in stability, but when you're at different speeds and the hydro settings are a little different, it becomes quite unstable.
We also noticed that there are many differences in between one tack and the other in the way you're trimming the sails. For example, we noticed that on port tack you're sailing with a lot more twist on the jib, generally speaking, than on starboard tack. Is that intentionally as well?
Again, a lot of the stuff today, the settings were pre-given, so we're just rolling through an aero matrix to get the difference in shots, and a lot of this is associated with different leeways, different boat speeds, so different tacks. We're having different sail shots and trying to come to different conclusions on tack to tack.
Coming back into the issues on Magic, this boat was very reliable a couple of weeks ago during the event in Villanova, and then during these 3 days, I think the original plan was to be able to do the 2 boat testing, and the 3 days we had issues. Are you trying anything out of routine there, or is there anything strange going on?
I wouldn't say anything strange. Once we're sailing with our own foils and using our own way to control the boat, it's a lot more complicated than just the one design. So it comes with its inherent issues, but I think the problem we had the previous days wasn't anything to do with that. It's more of a physical part in the boat, whereas today I'm not sure because I wasn't on that boat.
Okay, thank you very much.
No worries, thank you.
the power group from Alinghi Red Bull Racing. Your dock out today has been delayed, having a lot of engineers on board playing with hydraulics. You tested the 75 yesterday. What problems or issues were you having today on dock?
Well, it's been part of the process. We haven't sailed the boat for more than a month because we're focusing on the AC40 for the regatta in Villanova. So it's part of the process, you know, to check that everything is working and make sure that we're ready for the big block of training to come.
So you were expecting those problems after having the 75 inside the shed for that long time?
Yeah, it's part of the process. So you know, it's a day like that where we try to make sure everything works. Those boats are very, very complicated. There's a lot of systems going on. So yeah, it's part of the process to have days like that to make sure everything works, and then we can go racing or sailing around the course the next days.
Okay. And I guess you towed the boat for 30 minutes out from the harbor to the vicinity of El Forum, so you could try and fix whatever was wrong. Out on the water, you did one unsuccessful first sailing attempt and then stopped for another 40 minutes with technicians on board. They were able to locate the problem and not able to fix it?
No, yeah, so we ran into like some first issues, like I said, it's part of the commissioning. But you know, the issue has been solved, and then we went back to sailing and then run into like some other issues, so some other things we need to make sure it's working for tomorrow. But all in all, it's you know, a good day for the whole team to make sure that everything is working the way we want, and tomorrow will be a better day for sure.
Okay. And as we saw, pretty good conditions outside, but you only managed to sail for less than 10 minutes. How much are these problems changing your sailing schedule?
It doesn't change the sailing schedule at all. It's we knew today was going to be a day like this, and there's plenty more days with good winds to come. So it was nice to be out on the water again after a long time like training in the gym. So yeah, all in all, it's a nice day to be out on the water, and it was part of the program to do a lot of testing today. So yeah, tomorrow will be a better day, and we're looking forward to it.
Nice. Niels, as you are in the power group but also a sailor, are you giving any input during the sailing or just receiving comms?
So yeah, there's an ongoing communication on board with all the members on board. So you know, everybody has their role to play on board, and it's important to have like a good team spirit and some like good bonding in the team to make sure that the communication is smooth on board. So yeah, everybody gives the input they want to make sure that we're racing fast.
Okay. On a sailing day with today's wind conditions, how do you prepare yourself for the session as a member of the power group?
Yeah, so the day normally starts with some like physical activation, and then we go through the normal check to make sure everything is ready for the sailing day. That's all our gear is ready for a normal sailing day. Then we go to briefing, getting ready to know what to expect for the day, and a little warm up before going on the water. Then you know, we just spend the day on the water, give everything we have so the boat can sail as fast as possible, and then go back ashore and yeah, rest as soon as possible to be ready for the next day.
Okay, thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.